thing. Dead Fred to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that it came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. Look at you done came up now. Get it how you live, mess the game up now. Ain't messing with yoga, but get the flame up. Hey, used to be Toby, but got your name back now. I see ya, paid under pressure. 25 lighters, got them all on the dresser. If it ain't for you, ain't for you then. If you a lame or a sucker, wanna dress you then. Grown up now, bump the childish ways. Got a wife and a bunch of kids to raise. Punch a clock side, hustle or a business you endure to ensure that all the bills is paid. Slow clap for your homeboy, could've turned out like your homeboy. Being on the same block, cooking up the same rock on the cell block lot with your homeboy. But no, you had vision, you had gold. Brand new you on the old time road, take care. Home where you bust your low. Black men don't teach, screaming bunty ho. Real men talk, real king ways. Still in captivity, but minds ain't slave. Got a little wisdom, boy, you PD grade. Giving out the knowledge on the stoop these days. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead Fred to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that it came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead Fred to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that it came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the folk that have moved up. Even if you had the slow start screwed up. Used to gang bang, now homie brewed up. Had a little plan, I had them blew up. Look at you like a man right now. Dressed to the T, smelling like a grand right now. And you ain't got nothing from a handout now. Just faith and hard work, gets it planned out now. You could've took a bunch of dusty rolls. The hand dealt with a bunch of cards to fold. To stay hot while the world is freezing cold. The same plot, but the story's never old. Slow clap for your kinfolk. Could've been asking what your info. Prosecutor could be trying to do you in for the 2020 twins, so you passing out the info. But no, you had purpose, you had plans. I ain't doing nothing, I'ma say these bands won't impress y'all, don't need no fans. That ain't my God, who is that, man? This real man talk, real king ways. Still in captivity, but minds ain't slave. Got a little wisdom, boy, you peep these grades. Giving out the knowledge on the stoop these days. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead Fred to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that it came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead Fred to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that it came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. Yeah, real man. Sheesh. Yeah, doing cane things. Living super clean. That it came up.
1 time for my king doing king things. Mom these hoes cause you know he got a good thing. I submit and I cook and I clean and I never hold back on that pop, I'ma let it rain. Made me honest, I got a rain. All praises to the most high, let it sing. A real man able, sister never came. And I ain't going nowhere, this is not a game. Look at you, girl, you lonely right now. Settling for bums instead of men the most high. He provide and protect so he get our respect. And he leading us aboard when them chariots fly. I don't really think you hear me though. You can't cross this bridge on some billy goats. Let them save you in the end like a Seminole. Be help me, shout it, let the silly go.
1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead Fred to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that it came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane thing. Dead Fred to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that it came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up.
Shalom and shalom, sisters and cousins, and praise the Lord, saints. It's your favorite housewife, Miss Maya. Shalom and shalom to you all. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Let me get everything going on. Keep the shalom family. What is going on? Please, and my love to the children, Sister Perez. You could be anywhere on the World Wide Web, but you are here with me, and I appreciate that. For those of you who are new here, I don't know why whenever I do something new, I get discombobulated, but I'm gonna just stick to what I usually do. Okay. So for those of y'all who are new here, please allow me to introduce myself. I am at Miss Mono's World on whatever. And these content creators, Miss Mono's World, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Listen, if you're on my TikTok, head over to the YouTube at Monologue McGad, MONOLOG MAGAD. That way you can see everything, hear everything, be a part of the chat. Our main topic today: why Boaz don't want your ass? Because you keep following your heart. We are going to break that down. I don't want to assume that we all know what the Bible says about our heart. So we're going to start with that. And then, we're going to keep going from there, but we're going to get into that. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I could not let another second go by without shouting out the best, most sexiest, most wonderfulest, most hardworking husband in the land. Monologue again, ladies and gentlemen. You are not already on the YouTube. Please head over to the YouTube, MONOLOGMAGAT. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Turn on your notifications so you know when we go live here at the House of Mono. Sometimes my husband hop behind the mic and do his thing. So, turn on your notifications. You can see past podcast episodes. You can see visuals from my husband's music, old and new, all kind of good stuff there. So if you haven't already, head over to the YouTube and subscribe at Monologue McGat, MONOLOGMAGAT. Listen, I found this tea, right? I'm not drinking it now because it knocks me right out, but it's called turmeric spice. It has like turmeric, cinnamon, cardamom, black pepper, and cloves. And I boil some oat milk and I drink it at night before I go to bed. And when I tell you it is the most wonderfulest thing, I sent my husband back to get 2 more bags, okay? Because I never want to be without this tea. It is just amazing. So, but that's not what I'm drinking right now. I'm gonna post a pic. I keep meaning to post a pic. I'll post a pic of the tea, but it's like amazing. All right. Shout out to my audience on the Saya TV. Thank you so much for joining me. Listen, stay on the Saya TV app. Pick up your phone, head over to the YouTube. If you don't have Messiah TV on your smart TV, your Roku, your Apple Stick, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and download the Messiah TV app. If you can't get to the TV, you can always go to Messiah.tv on your web browser and watch from there. But nah, shalom and shalom. Thank you so much for joining me. Sound like a chai. It is almost like a chai. But like online they say to mix it with whole milk because the fat from the milk is supposed to help with the absorption of the turmeric and stuff. But y'all see this brown skin and this hair, okay? I am lactose intolerant, so no whole milk for me. No whole milk for me. But the oat milk it's perfect. I mean, it's the best taste and it takes care of my sweet craving because I'm one of them people that like to have something sweet after I eat. But it takes care of that sweet craving for me too. So please, if y'all can get y'all hands on it, I'm telling you, it's like the best thing ever. All right, so let's get into some side stories. First and foremost, I don't have any like sad music, but R.I.P. OJ. Like, I didn't know he was sick. I don't think a lot of people did know that he was sick, but R.I.P. OJ, he just, to us, it's just like, what happened? He was fine a minute ago, he was being chased down a highway in a Bronco, and now he's gone. What happened? So I get it from a store here in Douglasville where I live called Butters and Black Soap. They are on Facebook. The store is called Butters and Black Soap. So you can look them up and then go to their website, and it's called Turmeric Spice. Amazing stuff, I'm trying to tell you. So RP OJ, but what got to me, and let me say this, okay? All jokes aside, like at the end of the day, someone did die and he was close enough to be involved, okay? So I'm not going to say that I don't understand her family still having feelings, absolutely. But the way that the media just totally made this about Nicole and Ron. I mean, come on. Like OJ, y'all act like OJ didn't have a life before that or a life after that. I mean, we black people weren't the ones that had him walking around saying he wasn't black, he was OJ. Okay? And now, you know what I'm saying, the man is gone. Yes, he had his controversial moments. Listen, he was found not guilty, okay? By America's court of law. Okay? And it doesn't matter what a civil case said. Because the civil case only requires probability. But when it comes to criminal court, you know, that's without a shadow of a doubt. And they could not find this man guilty without a shadow of a doubt. So we got to let that go. At the end of the day, his family deserves to mourn. So RIP. And then Bruce Jenner. Yes, Bruce. His name is Bruce. His mama named him Bruce. We gonna call him Bruce. Bruce Jenner gonna hop on Twitter talking about good riddance. Sir, aren't you the same one that got breast implants and then was up there accepting a woman athlete of the year award or whatever from ESPN? You got your nerves to be talking. Not like you a fan favorite. I'm just saying. Okay. So, Uncle Prime time, Deion Sanders. His daughter announced her pregnancy today. Sister Perez, I love you too, sis. Yes, sir. Exactly. Sit yourself down. Elephant at the bottom, woman at the top. It don't make no sense. Y'all know what I'm saying. Please. You have no right to say anything about anything, sir. Okay? You can't even figure out your innie and your outie. So Ooh. So hot. Okay, but Deion Sanders, like I was saying, his daughter, who is in her 30s, announced her pregnancy today on Twitter. And yes, that was the effect because her father, Mr. Deion Sanders, his comment after her pregnancy announcement was, well, at least she waited until 30 to make me a grandfather. There was no congratulations. There was no, oh, I'm so excited. There was none of that. You want to know why? I'll tell you why. See, Deion couldn't say it on Twitter, but he wanted his daughter to be married before she started bringing kids into this world. Okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. I know we're not supposed to say it. I know marriage isn't the goal, and you don't need marriage to raise a kid, but I don't understand how this generation of people thinks that you're going to undo the entire history of humanity where marriage and family has been the foundation of civilization. I don't understand how one generation feels like, oh, we're going to decide that we don't need marriage anymore, and all of a sudden that's supposed to be done away with. And listen, I would think that by now we will understand that money, privilege, and celebrity does not make a difference when it comes to the effect of having a single mother on kids. Okay, you have all these. Monique and her son was just beefing in the public because she was talking about how she was too busy chasing the bag and chasing her career to be a real mom. You have all these kids right now embarrassed, being bullied at school because of how their moms are acting online. So let's stop acting like, oh, she has money, so she'll be fine. We've seen time and time again that that is not true. And no, Deion Sanders couldn't say it because he didn't want to be canceled. Okay, but my whole platform is Bible. So I'm going to keep saying it. Yes, he wanted his daughter to be married as she should have been. And that was my first thought. Like, wait a minute, I don't remember seeing no wedding announcement. There's no more wedding announcements. And even if you don't want to have a wedding announcement, there's no more, oh, we're married. Ain't no Facebook post. Hey, we went and got married today. And then a few months later, we're pregnant. No, all you see is we're pregnant. And then you turn around and you see another I'm pregnant post. And hopefully it's with the same man. And we have got to do better. Like we've got to do better. We cannot. We're at a critical junction here. We're at a point where if we keep going in the direction that we're going, destruction is imminent. But there's still time for us to turn around and save ourselves. But this whole just doing away with family values, I mean, we don't even have to go to the Bible, even though as much as people don't want to admit it, that's where the whole idea of family values comes from. And I hate to get on here and sound like a conservative or anything like that, but the fact of the matter is we as Black people need to get back to family values, husband, wife, children, structure. Someone being there with the kids to help them with their schoolwork. I mean, come on. Both parents out here too busy trying to be a power couple and trying to chase the bag. That's not what it's about. That's not what it's about. I got into a YouTube deep dive about a family who basically had 6 kids just for views. They're not taking care of the kids. The kids with special needs. They're not getting the treatment. I mean, we are a mess. And it's so horrible. We keep bringing kids into this mess. Can't nobody find a good man, but everybody getting pregnant. They dogs, they this, they that. They can't afford me. Da 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 this and da 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 that. But right, every time you turn around, here comes somebody else pregnant. Like, share, subscribe, turn. Do y'all feed y'all babies Lunchables? Or does your child's school serve them? Because I didn't know that they were like on some school menus as like a meal item or whatever. Okay, well, some people are trying to get the Lunchables banned from schools because apparently they have high amounts of lead in them. I know, right? Like, what do you mean lead? Like the lead, the stuff that was in the paint, and they made us change the paint in the houses and everything else. And now it's in the food. Yes, now it's in the Lunchables. And according to the report, the Lunchables that the schools serve are more dangerous than the Lunchables that you buy at the store. I mean, it's not like a vast amount of difference, but there was a difference in the level of the contaminants. There were more contaminants found in the school served Lunchables than the ones you buy at the store. And now here's the gag. The gag is that the Lunchables on the school menu are reserved for the kids who get the free and reduced price lunches. You can't make this stuff up. Why differentiate between the two things? If they're both Lunchables and they're both the same combination of crackers and quote unquote meat and quote unquote cheese and whatever else is supposed to be in there, why are the ones that are set aside for the kids on the free or reduced lunch program, why do these sets of Lunchables have more contaminants than the Lunchables that we're sending out to the grocery stores? There's no war on poverty. People are making it up. You're all overreacting. You only ever want to play the race card. But yet and still, like, the stuff keeps getting exposed. It keeps being laid out in our faces. And now, listen, I get how it can be overwhelming, and you can kind of feel like, dang, every time you turn around there's something bad going on, right? So my advice is not to go out here and try to change the system. My advice is, if you have to send your children to school, send them to school with their own food. Okay, because even with a freaking Lunchable, the one you bought from the store is better than the one the school wants to give them. A Lunchable, though, not that I'm not coming down on Lunchables as an occasional snack, because, excuse me, I felt like a sneeze was coming. I'm not coming down on Lunchables as an occasional snack, because my kids like to eat them sometimes. So as an occasional snack, yes, fine, here, have something, whatever. But lunch every day? Lunch every day? Come on now, Sweeter Than Candy. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much to everybody that's on TikTok Live. You can head over to the YouTube at Monologue Magad, MONOLOG or you know, you can stay there. That's fine. That's fine. Like, share, subscribe, turn on the notifications so you know when we go live here at the House of Mono. If you like what I'm saying, or you like what we got going on here, please feel free to head over to the Cash App, $ the House of Mono, where $1 or $2 will do. Okay. If you're looking for some people to kick it with, to congregate with for Passover, and you are in the Metro Atlanta area, please send a DM to my husband at Monologue Magad, MONOLOGMAGAD, on Facebook and Instagram. Those would be the best two things to reach him on: Facebook, Instagram. Let us know. All right. Yeah, it's beyond ridiculous. Beyond. Bragg's apple cider vinegar and Bill Gates apples. Yeah, so I heard about that. Who's surprised with Bill? I keep telling y'all, Bill Gates is Mr. Burns. Bill Gates is Mr. Burns. Bill Gates is Pinky from Pinky in the Brain. Like, every evil, every mad scientist you've ever known about, that's Bill Gates in the flesh. Okay, like, from trying to black out the sun to switching up the apples, taking out the mother. It's ridiculous. Okay, so this side story is going to be a little involved. Okay. I don't know how many of you all have heard of Angela Stanton King. Angela Stanton King. Okay. She's a Black publisher. She owns her own publishing company. In 2020, though, she was granted a pardon from federal prison, where she was serving time on a federal conspiracy charge for her connection to a carjacking ring. She received a pardon from President Trump in 2020, right? Now, this happened after she had given birth in jail. She gave birth in jail. She was pardoned in 2020. Since she's been pardoned, she's been very involved in the community. She was invited to the White House. Like, she's had multiple interactions with the Trump campaign. So much so, to the point that she was actually out here kind of like campaigning for him. Like, she was a strong Black conservative. She was loud and proud about it too. Like, in her support for Trump and advocating for him in the Black community, and just, you know, Trump is the way to go. Da 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 da. Fast forward to yesterday. I don't know how many of you guys heard about President Trump and his Chick-fil-A visit in the West End in Atlanta, but the thing about it is the Chick-fil-A that he visited is 2 blocks over from Angela Stanton King's nonprofit organization. Okay. And now, mind you, he parted this woman from a federal prison sentence. Okay. She said that she invited him to come to her nonprofit via his senior Black advisor. Okay. She reached out to the senior Black advisor, invited him to come over to the nonprofit to try to drum up some support. The senior Black advisor told her that her nonprofit was too small and she could not expect President Trump to come there and sit on a sofa. Okay. And so what you have now is Angela Stanton King is on Instagram Live going off. I mean, she's like ranting on these videos because it sounds like she expected some type of loyalty from this man. And now let me say this. She said that like they were talking about offering her a position on his cabinet and they had made her all these promises. And for whatever reason, they didn't fall through. Okay. And so now she's upset. She doesn't understand why, President Trump didn't come to support her nonprofit. They need donations, blah, 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 blah. Why do we keep falling for the same stuff over and over again? And I'm gonna tell, like, I really had held her in a higher regard. I'm really disappointed to see this reaction from her. She's acting like this was a personal relationship, like they was homies, buddies, friends. She acts like as if they even saw her as an equal. Like, you came on the scene with this man giving you a pardon from prison. Did you think that he was gonna, what, embrace you as one of his cronies now? You thought you was gonna get down on a payroll because you was out here campaigning and going so hard for him? It's not like he asked you to. You even said he offered you a job and never followed through. So why would you continue to campaign and go so hard if apparently that's not where your heart is at? Because the first time you're disappointed, now all of a sudden is bump Trump. I don't want nothing to do with him. And I'm telling y'all this because we talk about all the time how when we try to be in league with other groups of people and it never works out for our benefit. As a matter of fact, it always works out to our harm. We talk about this all the time. And yes, Keith the Chef, I thought she was smarter than this. I really did. And then while she's ranting, she goes, "Well, I don't have any loyalty to any political side. I'm just about advocating for my cause," which her cause is the high Black mortality rate and also criminal reform. But now, as I was reading up on her, I see the one piece of legislation that she actually fought to get passed was a piece of legislation that says that women shouldn't have to be handcuffed while they're giving birth in prison. And now I'm not saying that that's not I don't want to say that that's not an important issue, but I'm saying even in terms of criminal reform, even in terms of helping people in jail, you couldn't find anything more important to put your name and your energy and your cause behind than that. The one thing that affected you the most, apparently. Never mind everything else that's wrong in jail. Never mind the complaints about the bad hygiene, the construction, the treatment of, never mind everything else we hear about criminal reform. The hill you chose to die on was not being handcuffed while you gave birth. I, for one, am like, you know what? Angelina, shalom and shalom, sis. Thank you for joining me. Absolutely. Her nonprofit that she does now, I'm sure they do great work in the community. She said they provide housing to single unwed mothers who are struggling. And so all praises. But I guess I'm just disappointed. It never fails. Anytime you see a Black person raised to political prominence, I don't know why I'm disappointed. Anyway, let's keep it moving. Okay. Because you keep following your heart. And I know, well, let me not say I know. Because again, I said I was going to stop speaking from places of assumption. So let me just say this. If you've been in the Bible long enough, then you know that we are instructed not to follow our hearts. Not to, because it will guide you the wrong way. And I know sometimes there's some trouble with the translation, and especially when you live in a world where that is the advice that you're given. Well, what is your heart telling you? You should follow your heart and do what your heart says. And I don't understand how we keep offering this advice with a straight face when we see what kind of trouble it gets us in. I don't know how many times you've been watching 60 Days In or some documentary about women in prison, and the reason why the majority of the women are there is because they were following their heart, or they were so in love and they thought that they were going to be together forever. But we repeatedly keep taking this same bad advice. And I'm not even going to try to make it a thing of like just a current day situation, because this has been going on with us as a people for centuries and generations. What do you mean by that? I mean, listen, if the Most High came, not the Most High, okay? Not the Most High himself. But let's say he sent some messengers, right? Let's say he sent 3 angels in Air Force Ones and Timberlands, hats and Scullies, came to your door and was like, hey, there's a lot of stuff going on around here. Okay. And you know about the stuff. You're not oblivious to what's going on around you. You know that there are robberies being committed, murders being committed, people are being violated in the most intimate ways. And, you know, you just been in your house praying like, Lord, please keep my family, don't let us be affected by this, blah, 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 blah. Okay. But here it is at your door now, right? You can't get away from it. It's at your door. The messengers of the Most High are telling you, listen, it's going down. Okay. God is tired of hearing people crying from this place. You and your family, you gotta leave. And now you, as a woman of the house, the first thing you're gonna do, hold on, let me get my husband, because you talking crazy. So, they talk or whatever. Your husband comes back in and he's like, yeah, babe, we gotta go. Like, we just gotta get out of here. And now, mind you, you never seen the Most High take out a whole city before. Like a whole city, you just gonna destroy a whole city? I don't even believe this. This isn't the God I know, because maybe you've been in church all your life, right? And God loves everybody. He would never just destroy a whole city. Well, okay, he would never just destroy a whole city. I get that. So you're going to follow your heart. And your heart says that no, none of this can be true. But now your husband is saying, listen, we got to go. Okay. And of course, you're going to go with your husband and your family. You don't want to be left here just in case whatever craziness happens, right? So it's time to go. It's the day you guys are supposed to be going. And now the messenger told you multiple times, don't look back here. Don't come back here. Pack everything that you are going to need. Pack everything that you think that you are going to want. Load it up in the car and do not turn back. When you hear the bombs falling and the people screaming and the buildings collapsing, do not look back here. And so for a moment, you say, okay, I'm not going to look back there. I'm going to do this and we're going to go because this sounds serious. As y'all are pulling off, though, your heart starts weeping. You start getting sad, thinking of all the memories that you had in your little city, all of the memories that your family had in your little home. You start going back over these things in your mind. And of course, like we women do, you get emotional. And now you hear the buildings collapsing. You hear the people screaming. You hear the very sounds that the messengers told you. When you hear this sound, do not look back. But what do? Because your heart is breaking inside of your chest, you turn around and you look back. And now we know what happened to Lot's wife. She became a pillar of salt. And so, as we typically do in these Bible stories, we never see anybody become a pillar of salt. So that's not a good enough explanation for us. What do you mean she became a pillar of salt? Like, how could this possibly affect me? This story must be a bunch of hogwash. But let me propose to you that salt is a preservative. If you've studied your history, I mean, they taught you this in elementary school. This is why at one time salt was currency, because this is how they kept their food fresh, alive, and, able to be eaten. So when you talk about putting something in salt, you're talking about having it stuck in that very moment that you put the salt in it. Okay. Like if I was posing like this and got salt dumped on me, this is how I'm going to stay forever. We can kind of compare it to the people, the victims of the volcano at Pompeii, how the archaeologists go and dig up their ashes and they're still stuck in certain poses. Okay. This is the preservative kind of effect that I'm talking about here with the salt. And so since it may be physically, and since it may be hard to physically picture someone turning into a pillar of salt, let's talk about how emotionally and mentally you get stuck behind in them places that the Most High is trying to free you from. But because you want to follow your heart, you refuse to let go. You refuse to let go of him, her, the drugs, the habits. You refuse to let go of the job. You refuse to let go of the person that's beating on you emotionally, mentally, physically. You refuse to let go of that person who's of the same sex as you that you're not even supposed to be laying down with. You refuse to let go of that man who don't want to be with you, who constantly be telling you every day, I still love my wife. I still got a wife, beating down your spirit because you don't want to let go. Because my heart is breaking and I can't take it anymore. But here's the problem. The problem is we don't want to accept the fact that when your heart and your head are not in agreement, your head is the one that you should be following. Okay? And yes, that works multiple ways, okay? But we're so busy worrying about our feelings and putting our feelings above even the word of God, even the commandments from the Most High. We put our feelings above that. And so when we keep running in the same circles in life, and it seems like the people around us are getting ahead and we can't figure out what's wrong with us, it's because you refuse to let go of the thing that's keeping you in the life that you say that you don't want. You say you want to get out of poverty. You say you want to be able to have better experiences in life, but you won't stop shopping. You won't stop eating out all the time. You say you want to be healthy. You can't get up and exercise. You won't put the fork down. I want to be around a better group of people. I'm tired of this group of friends of mine, but you can't leave these bums alone. And I keep telling y'all, it's not about who's right and who's wrong. It's not about blaming a person. Sometimes you just have to let people go and let them be okay with where they are. You don't know what kind of timetable the Most High has them on. Okay, but if your time is now to move, then you would be a fool to anchor yourself to someone who's not moving in that same time. And so now you're stuck in the same apartment, driving the same hoopty, living the same life when you should have been light years ahead. You could have been gone. You could have been separated yourself from the mess and the destruction. And even more so, there are people in jail right now because they was hanging around the wrong people at the wrong time. And they had warnings. The Most High sent the messenger to say, you need to leave this person alone. You need to leave these people alone. But because we didn't want to listen, we had to follow our heart. And these are my friends. And I don't want to be lonely. So now, but you sitting up in jail serving a sentence. And because Buddy started talking before you and told everything, it's too late for you to cop a plea. You sitting up here pregnant for the second, third, and fourth time because you just can't keep your legs closed. Because it's gonna be different this time. Even though it's the same patterns of behavior that you keep seeing. That's the thing about these obstacles and these stumbling blocks. They don't change. Nothing about them changes. It's the same pattern of behavior. Everything is cool for about 2 weeks. Then he picks a fight. Then he starts hitting on you. Then you end up pregnant. Now he's in jail. Now you're single until you meet the next one and you go through the same cycle over and over again. My mother used to say all the time, you don't meet different people. You just meet the same spirit in different bodies. And I never understood that until I opened my eyes and really started to see what I kept allowing in my life. That's right, because nothing's going to happen in your life if you don't allow it. And here's where taking the accountability comes in. I allowed it to happen. I kept allowing it to happen. I kept seeing the same signs over and over again. It's like you keep driving around 285. It's a big circle. You're going to keep seeing the same signs over and over again. But instead of you saying, oh, maybe I should venture off here, you just keep going. Keep the chef said this sounds familiar. Okay, let's put it another way, right? Now, here in Georgia is rainy season, okay? But imagine that you lived in a place where it never rained. I can't even think of such a place. You live in some place where it never rained. You've never seen a drop of rain from the sky. You've only seen dew on the grass in the morning. You know water comes from the ground. You've never seen water come from the sky, okay? But then one day your husband come in the house and he's carrying all this wood and all this lumber. Is that what it's called? Lumber, I think. He's carrying all this lumber and all these tools and supplies. And you're like, boo, what is you doing? And he's like, babe, we got to build an ark. And you're like, what do you mean we got to build an ark? He's like, babe, word from the Most High, we have to build an ark. It's going to rain. Sir, what is rain? Okay, what is this rain you speak of? I've never seen this thing, okay? But your husband gets to building. And now you, as you go throughout your day, hear people talking and they're laughing at your husband. They're like, that man is crazy. He talking about it's going to rain. Girl, what is wrong with your husband? Talk about it's going to rain. And instead of you keeping the faith and holding your man down, you follow your heart because you don't want to be embarrassed. You don't want everybody laughing at you. You're more concerned about being liked. You're more concerned about what other people think of you than you are concerned about what the Most High thinks of you. So, girl, my husband crazy. He tripping. He don't know what he talking about. Ha, 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 ha. And so the months keep going by and the laughter keeps getting worse. And as the art keeps getting bigger, the people keep talking louder and the tea is hot and it's all about you. People done started doing background checks. They done started doxing you and your family. They sending death threats because now you scaring them and they wives is looking at them like, are you sure we don't need to be concerned about the rain? And so they like, girl, shut up. It ain't gonna rain. And so now everybody's threatening you and your family. And instead of you going in your prayer closet and keeping your mouth shut if you just don't understand certain things. I know I'm not supposed to say that. It's 2024 and women are equal, but I have to say, listen, if your man is telling you that he's getting a word from the Most High and you don't understand it, shut up before you kill that vision. Shut your mouth up. Pray about it. Don't talk to anybody. Don't get on the phone with your girlfriends. Don't get on the phone with your mama. Don't get on the phone with nobody. Shut your mouth about it. You don't know what seed that man is trying to develop and bring forth. You don't know what the Most High is trying to do through him. Okay? Sidebar. All right? But you still kikiing and cacaing like, oh girl, he's just wasting his time building this ark. But now your kids got the vision, as they often do. Your kids got the vision and they helping daddy pack. They helping daddy gather the animals. They helping. Everybody in your family is on board with the program except for you. Even your daughters and your son-in-laws. Everybody's on the program except for you. Why? Because you want to be following your heart. I don't want to leave this place. I don't want to leave this thing. This is all I've known all my life. I love it here. I love these people. These people love me. I don't want to have to go somewhere and get to know new people. What if they don't like me? Well, this is what I want from my life. And I know that God wants me to want what I want from my life. So this is what I'm doing. Or whatever kind of flimsy rigmarole you will tell yourself to convince yourself not to be obedient. Okay, and so it starts raining. Little drip drop, little drizzle drizzle. And now, but your family is on the ark. No, your family already left. Your husband and the kids, they already left because they were being obedient. And so now you got to stand out there as the drizzle turns into a pour, and the pour turns into a thunderstorm, and the thunderstorm turns into a flood. And the last thing you remember is being thrown away by the flood waters because you wanted to follow your heart and you couldn't let go. And you had to stay behind. And you know what I don't like about... Let me get to your comments first, and then I'm going to go into this other thing. I'm sorry, you guys. Keith Steph says, sheesh. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting a different result. Absolutely. And so I wanted to talk about that because shalom, sister. I wanted to talk about that because one of the things that I don't like about social media is I feel like it hands people a crutch to continue with weak behavior. And what do I mean by that? Because in this world of social media, we come across so many different varying opinions, and anybody can get on here and convince you that you have ADHD, that you have anxiety, you have insomnia, you have this, you have that, something is wrong with you. And we have come to a point, I know you've heard this before, where people will say, oh, well, I hold on to things of the past because it's comforting. Because this is what I know. I'm familiar with this. So I'm just going to stay here with this. And because we keep hearing these excuses for doing these behaviors, this is what we keep telling ourselves in our heads. But I'm here to like kind of wake y'all up and kind of press stop on that tape that's looping in your head. Okay, you've got to stop feeding yourself excuses, or else you're going to end up in the same place that you claim that you don't want to be in. Sometimes it's not somebody else that's hindering us. Sometimes it's you yourself hindering yourself. Call it FOMO, fear of missing out. Although I don't know what you think you're missing out on, because all you do is get up and do the same thing every day. You go through the same thing with this person every day. Every time you have an argument, it's the same thing. Every time they start picking on you at work, or they start mistreating you at work, it's just, you keep going through the same thing. You throw your little tantrum and you complain, but you're not making any steps to get out of your situation. You're not applying for new jobs. You're not blocking numbers. You're not, listen, we as Black women have kind of gotten pigeonholed in the fact that we're not active in our community socially. And I know it's hard, right? It's harder to do. And it's more than just going to the club. Like, there are more ways to be social. You just have to find them. And guess what? A lot of them are free, especially during these warm months. You got all kind of free festivals and fairs out here. You have all, I know, especially in Atlanta, the museums are usually doing something every weekend, and it's usually always for like single up and coming professionals. So what if you work at Wendy's, girl? Go to one of these professional events. Run to Ross, TJ Maxx, or Marshalls, okay? Get you a nice looking dress, some cute little earrings, do something with your hair, and go and be around a different group of people. The conversation is different. The behavior is different. Life is different. But if you keep staying stuck in that same ditch, you're not going to see anything else. You're going to think that life doesn't go beyond your block. And it's crazy to me, the difference in the conversation that you do have with someone who's never left their neighborhood and someone who's had a bigger worldview. You'll be surprised, but you'll never know if you keep letting your heart make your decisions, because your flesh does get used to being comfortable. I'm not telling you to use it as an excuse. I'm telling you this to weaponize your intellect against your laziness. Every time you feel that spirit coming on you of, oh, this is okay, I can just stay here. No, you need to wake yourself up and no, this is not what I want for the rest of my life. I don't want this. You'll get on your knees every day and pray and pray and pray, but you're not applying. You're not doing anything differently. I can pray and pray and pray to pass the test, but if I don't pick up the book and read, then I'm just talking thin air. When are you going to grow up and stop letting your feelings dictate your life? Ma'am, sis, cousin. We got to stop using this excuse of, I'm a woman, I'm an emotional creature, when it serves us. When we want to be the victim, then we're an emotional creature. And I can't help it. I'm just, I'm dealing with this right now. I'm dealing with that right now. But the minute that we decide that we want to be equal to men, all of a sudden that goes out the window. And here is where we get ourselves in trouble, because you cannot part-time want to be a woman and then part-time want to be a man. I'm never the head of my house. Never. Even when I don't agree with what my husband is saying, okay, no problem, sir. It's not for me to discuss with him anymore. We understand we're at a disagreement. Okay, I'm going to see your supervisor. Like, I'm not going to keep arguing with you. I'm going to speak to your manager. And I'm not saying that in a haughty sense. I'm saying that in a sense of humility. I'm saying that as a woman who knows her role, because guess what? When them bills come, I don't be the man. When something happens to the car, I don't know nothing but how to push the button to start. I forgot how to take my keys out my purse. Something's wrong with the house. I don't know how to fix none of this stuff. I can fix a meal. That's it. But you can't only want to be in your role when it's convenient and it's comfortable for you. You have to be in your role even when it's not convenient for you. The Bible talks about even in your anger, you stay in your place. And we don't want to do that because we want to be free. And I want to be free to explore and see all that the world has for me. And that is how you all keep getting into these precarious situations and you can't figure how to get out. You know, always that saying, curiosity killed the cat. That is what be happening to a lot of y'all. Instead of y'all listening when your discernment is telling you no, walk away, don't do it. Instead of y'all listening when everybody around you, your mama, your daddy, your homegirls, your brothers, your uncles, and your cousins is telling you, leave that man alone. He don't mean you no good. Nope, you let the curiosity get the best of you. And now, stop hanging around that girl. She don't mean you no good. She ain't doing nothing with her life. You need to leave her alone. You ain't want to listen. And now so many people are in so many situations that they do not want to be in right now. So many people are crying, unhappy, depressed because they do not want to let go of the thing that the Most High has been trying to rip from them. The city caught on fire and you wouldn't let it go. Your house burned down to the ground. And that wasn't enough to put the fear of God in you to keep looking forward and keep pressing forward. You are so determined to stay stuck in this place. You don't want to be on. Let me tell y'all something. A lot of y'all can't get free because you don't want to be honest and you don't want to tell the truth. That's why a lot of y'all ain't free right now today. That's why a lot of y'all talking about, I got mental illness and emotional issues. And I'm not trying to downplay or degrade serious mental illness. That is not what I'm doing. But a lot of y'all use that as a crutch and as an excuse to keep you from doing the things that you know that you have the full potential to do and that you know that you should be doing, but you don't want to do them because the unknown is uncomfortable to you. So you know when we go live. I hear that logic all the time. God knows my heart. We don't have to keep the commandments. The fact that God knows your heart should scare you and it should not be a source of comfort. I'm going to be honest with you because from your heart flows the issues of life. And a lot of times I have noticed that my first thought on a thing is usually what I'm used to thinking. Like if I'm writing, okay, I could be working on a writing and I can get stuck. And my first thought is usually, okay, just forget it. Just walk away. But no, I have to tell myself, no, we're going to finish this. You understand what I'm saying? You keep repeating the same patterns until you want to do something different. And by you dismissing the commandments, because that's what you're doing. When you say God knows my heart, I don't have to keep the commandments, you're basically dismissing the commandments over your wants. You're saying that what I want and what I feel is more important than being obedient to the Most High. And that is why your life is in shambles right now. With your head wrap and your fringes on, your life is in shambles because you really have not committed your entire self to obedience. And that's what it's going to take from us, ladies, our entire selves, spiritually, mentally, and physically. A lot of times we will go through the motions thinking like, okay, well, if I just fake it until I make it, then the Most High would still bless me. But would you want some dude faking it till he made it with you? Would you want to be out to dinner with somebody who you knew didn't really want to be out to dinner with you? How dry and boring is the conversation when you're talking to somebody who doesn't really want to be talking to you, who they're only there for one thing? Y'all basically out here treating God like a sugar daddy. Because you're saying, oh, I acknowledge you because you know my heart. So I'm acknowledging your being. But as far as respecting you, I don't have to do that. That's basically what you're saying when that is your thought process. Victim mentality is a trap. And again, we do it to ourselves. There comes a time when and this I started to do like a self-check this week. And I think this can kind of fit into this because we're talking about following our heart, right? And we're talking about the things that drive us, really. Um when you get to talking about your emotions, this is a force. This is an energy. I heard somebody refer to emotions one time as energy in motion because the force of the feeling, the energy of the feeling can drive your action if you let it. What do I mean? If you're feeling happy, you're going to laugh, right? Something's funny, you're going to laugh. You're in a good mood, you're going to be smiling, and you're going to want others to be in a good mood too. But if when you're not in a good mood, that's just as obvious as well. People get depressed. You don't think depression is real? Scroll through TikTok and let some of these people show you their homes, the condition of their hair while they are or after they are dealing with a bout of depression. Some emotions stop you dead in your tracks. They stop you from doing anything at all. Some emotions propel you. Like you've heard of crimes of passion, where like it was an emotional situation and the person reacted and usually a murder occurs. Okay, but these are these emotions that will drive you to do things when it's time for you to sit down and pay bills and you like, you know what, I'm tired of these bills this month. I think I want to treat myself, and so you don't pay the bills and then the lights is getting cut off. I don't want to be lonely tonight. Let me call up Mr. So and so. Let me call him. Let me call her. Whatever y'all into these days, because I can't act like that's not a real thing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not a real issue. One thing I have learned observing my husband, um, the emotion and the logic being two different parts that need to come together is very real. It's very real because your logic is going to cause you to sit down and think when you want to pay those, when you're paying those bills, but you want to buy yourself some shoes. Your logic will tell you it's more important to go ahead and pay these bills and keep the lights on than it is to buy these shoes. Your logic will tell you, well, if he keeps making me feel bad, then this is not someone that I need to be around. But also upon further examination, your logic will also show you, explain to you kind of why the Most High gave us laws, statutes, and commandments in the first place. You'll begin to understand that these are very necessary guidelines and boundaries that we need to follow in our life. The Most High is not out here just trying to stop you from having a good time. That's not what this is about at all. We got to mature to the point where committing sin is not a good time. That's the point we have to get to. We have to get to the point where we no longer look at sin as a good time. Because I know I'm not supposed to be saying it, but that's the truth of the matter. running around with this one, running around with that one, being here and doing this, is looked at as a good time. We have got to get to the point where ultimately what the Most High wants for us overrides everything. It has to override even the sense of, and I'm going to quote unquote, loyalty that you feel to your friends and your homies and your people that you run with. And I know you're probably like, but what do you mean I can't be loyal? No, you can't be loyal to the things of the flesh and loyal to the things of the Most High. That's two different lifestyles. This is two different extremes that you are trying to live in. You're trying to live in two different worlds. You know how the Bible tells you not to lean into the arms of flesh? But in all your ways acknowledge him and he shall direct your path. That's not just a suggestion. That is very real, necessary guidelines for life. Replace flesh with heart. Lean not into your own heart. Lean not into your own understanding. Same thing. Because your own understanding will have you chasing what you think happiness is supposed to look like. And what do I mean by that? What are you shown every day? When you Avaya right when you think when you hear us here in modern day America, when you think of a happy person or you are shown an image of a person that is supposed to be quote unquote happy, more often than not, that person is very commercialized. What do I mean by that? Their hair looks nice. They have on makeup. They have on nice clothes. More, you know what I'm saying? It's probably a fashion ad or something like that, or a perfume ad. So they're going to be trailing in a field of flowers. You understand what I'm saying? There's going to be a lot of accoutrement to the image of the happy person. And because this image is a lot of fake and unreal fluff from consumerism, you who are trying to chase this image will never find it, because you know what's going to happen in 2 weeks when they come out with another new pair of jeans. You're going to need these jeans to be happy. And then next month when it's another shirt, or in 2 months when it's another type of wig, you're going to need this to be happy. You're going to need that to be happy. And so what I'm telling you is that if your definition of happiness and your goal of happiness is not wrapped up in the Most High and what he wants for you, you're never going to find it. And let me go a step further from happiness into contentment. Okay, what we are really looking for is contentment. We really want to wake up every day and be pleased with our lives. Be pleased with the people around us. We want to be pleased with our home. We want to be pleased with what we have to do for the day. All praises to the Most High. I often reflect on the days when I was sitting at a desk or working with patients, dreaming of being able to go in my backyard and feed some chickens and pick up some vegetables and homeschool my children and take them to the library. And what we're looking for is contentment. But in this world that we live in, that's so image driven, we're taught to believe that happiness looks like one thing when really happiness is being something else. And again, if you are looking to the world for your answers, then the answer is always going to be in your wallet. The answer, nothing. This world is giving you nothing for free. You can't be happy for free. What's wrong with you? There's medicine for that. There's clothes for that. There's retail therapy for that. There's an expensive hobby for that. There's something that you can pay for to help you get to this feeling that you feel like you're not at. Drugs, if you want to take it that far. But this is the following our hearts. I don't feel right. What can I do to fix it? Instead of, I don't feel right. Let me get along with the Most High and figure out what's going on. That's never, your flesh not trained to think like that. Your flesh is not going to think like that. Okay? And what you have to do is determine that your spirit is going to be stronger. You know, we love to walk around talking about, oh, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Okay, but are you helping your spirit that is willing? Because it's one thing to be willing, but you also have to be able. Are you enabling and empowering your spirit? Are you empowering your flesh? Because when you start getting lonely and you pick up that phone and you start texting, or when you feeling lonely and you answer that, you up text, you're empowering your flesh. You're literally giving your flesh the weapons that it needs to subdue your spirit and to keep you locked in that cycle of disobedience that you can't seem to get out of. Instead of you saying, no, I'm not going to go here. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to spend some time in my word. I'm going to try to find an edifying activity. Okay, because I don't want to make it sound like, oh, all you're supposed to do is go home and stay on your knees and read your Bible all the time. That's it. No, that's not realistic. That's not healthy. So, but are you looking for things that are edifying to you instead of things that are going to be destructive? You know, you got a problem keeping your legs closed, stay out the club. And that's another thing. Like, just because something is a sin doesn't mean it's advantageous to you. What did Paul say? All things may be lawful, but not all things are beneficial. So yeah, it may not be a sin to drink, but if you know you have a problem, once you get a whiff, then stay away from it. Stay away from it. If you know you got a problem wanting attention, stay off Instagram. Stay off Facebook. Stop posting pictures of you online. If you know attention is your drug and likes are your crack, stop posting pictures of yourself online. If you can't handle that, get rid of the apps. And I know you might be like, oh, well, that's extreme. That's a bit much. But how much do you want to change? How much do you want your life to get better? What are you willing to put down in order to help elevate yourself and to help elevate your life? You know, it's easy to look at someone with an obvious sin and tell them that they need help. It's easy to look at a crackhead and say, oh my gosh, you have a problem. But it's not easy to point at you with your lying problem, with your gambling problem, with your gossiping problem, with your nasty attitude problem. It might not be easy to point in that and you know what I'm saying? Look at that and realize that you need to come to terms with that. But the only person that's going to change that is you. And if you think that your nasty, lying attitude is not holding you back, then ma'am, sis, cousin, we have a lot more work to do. Because just because you feel like, or just because you refuse to use your spirit of discernment does not mean that people around you cannot tell who you are and how you get down. Listen, you get around people of a certain age and of a certain amount of wisdom, you just not running that game on them because we can see right through it. Been here, done that. I've either had this problem or I've seen someone with this problem. So I already knows what it looks like, and you're not going to tell me that what my naked eyes see is wrong. I'm not going to believe you over my own eyes. I'm not going to believe you over my own eyes. And this is why you can't get nowhere, because you feel like that your lying is so phenomenal and that you lie so great and that the lies you tell are just so freaking, I mean, Stephen King himself wrote these lies, that you start to believe them and start to live your life according to them. And then wonder why people around you not going with the bull. You can be what the Most High called you to be. You can be a person of higher esteem, but it's about you and how you carrying yourself and how you're conducting yourself. You want to be esteemed and respected, but you keep dressing like a hoochie. You do not appear as someone who deserves esteem and or respect. And here's the thing, like, we keep having these arguments online and we keep wanting to be mad at men for saying certain things and getting mad at certain people for saying anything contrary to hoe culture, anything contrary to thought culture. Oh, you're a hater, you're a chauvinist, you're a misogynist, you hate women. No, I hate hoes. I don't hate women, I don't hate ladies, I hate hoes. Because hoes are out here making it harder for the rest of us. And instead of us, I don't understand why we refuse to see what's right in front of us. Centuries and decades and generations of humanity have told you the same thing over and over again. But for some reason, us in this new millennium feel like, well, we're just going to turn everything upside down. And somehow you feel like upending the very foundation of humanity is supposed to be a non-catastrophic event. We live in a generation whose heart is to literally upend the world that the Most High created. They literally want to turn it upside down. If it was up to them, they would have figured out by now how 2 men and 2 women can make a baby by themselves. I know they would have. They're trying. Like, share, subscribe. And here's what I'm saying, okay? At the end of the day, you have to go home and look at yourself in the mirror. You have to face the reputation that you've made for yourself. Everything that you're dealing with in life right now, whether you like it or not, is a result of the decisions that you have made leading up to this point. And so, if you don't like the situation that you are in now, or any aspect of the situation that you are in now, the only way to change that situation is to change the decisions that you keep making on a day-to-day basis. But again, because your flesh is a creature of comfort, you will get comfortable in the very situations that you claim that you don't want to be in. And then you're sitting there trapped. We all know people who are trapped, because I know it's like, man, what is she talking about? I can't be trapped. We all know people who are trapped. They may look like you and I. They may look like, they live a regular life, but they're nasty. They're bitter. They're always angry. They're never happy for anyone. They're always talking about people. Everything can never be okay. Something always has to be wrong. Trapped people. You may be one of them, but it's not too late. And maybe, we don't talk about it enough on this show, but I cannot stress the importance of you all having a personal relationship with the Most High. I cannot stress the importance of personal time in the Word, personal time in prayer. There are some things that go off of you just by asking. There are some people that will walk out of your life just for the asking. There are some issues, some feelings, some just for asking. Sometimes it's as simple as you need to quiet your mind. A lot of times we get up and go, and the TV's on and we're on the phone and we're doing this with the kids and we're cooking dinner. And then by the time we get to the bed, it's too late. We're asleep. Never taking any time to focus your mind, to get a point of clarity. One of the benefits of having a vision board is to give you a point of clarity. It's something for you to look at every day and redirect yourself, because you get caught up in this, you'll get caught up in that. But understanding, okay, this is my goal here. These are the things that I need to be focused on. It doesn't matter what's going on over here. It doesn't matter how boyfriend is acting. It doesn't matter if homegirl acting funny. None of that matters. It doesn't matter if my change a little strange right now. None of that matters. This right here is my ultimate goal. And let me say this to you all as well. Yes, your spiritual goals are first and foremost, your relationship with the Most High, getting into your Bible more, coming into some better understanding. Absolutely. But right after those spiritual goals, I want you to have natural goals. What are you doing with your life? Ma'am, sis, cousin, housewives? Listen, one thing I've realized, I never have a reason to be bored because there's always something that need to be done around this house. Always. Painting is my next project. Homemade bread and painting are my next projects. But there's always something that needs to be done. And then not only that, you yourself. When the last time you picked up a book and read a book? Take a couple of classes. You single sisters, y'all looking for stuff to do. See if you can volunteer some efforts in your community or with your local congregation. There was a saying that they used to say in church, you're so spiritually minded that you're no earthly good. And that's just a dangerous way to live. It's kind of like the kid that was never allowed to do nothing growing up, and then once they finally pop out, all hell breaks loose. Don't. Another problem with that emotional imbalance is sometimes you'll over correct. If you understand what I'm saying, like you just drop everything. You're like, okay, I'm not going to do anything else. And that's not a healthy approach either. Nobody's saying you have to drop all your natural hobbies, all the natural things that you like to do. Nobody's saying that at all. But you do have to enjoy those things within the guidelines of the law. Like I've seen the debate lately about going to the gym, not going to the gym. I personally, as a lady, prefer not to go to the gym because when I work out, I don't want to have to worry about other people looking at me. I don't want to have to worry about, and this is a very real thing. I don't want to have to worry about causing a brother to sin. I I don't I don't feel like it's worth it when I could exercise right here in my house. And so following your heart will sometimes have you following the crowd into the paths of destruction. Y'all, we, us, y'all, whoever, we get to listening to this music sometimes. And at first it's just for fun, but then that stuff, you keep reciting those lyrics and that stuff get to settling in your spirit. And next thing you know, you walking around in crop tops and booty shorts. Your whole attitude done changed. And you know when it's the worst time? When your feelings is hurt? When you coming off a breakup? Worst time to listen to thought music. Do not listen to thought music. Like, you shouldn't be listening to it at all, really. I mean, you don't want that kind of stuff in your spirit. But Shaka Boom 80, Shalom, but the worst time to listen to it is when your heart is broken or you just feeling broken. Don't use that to rebuild yourself. Don't do that. It'll have you out here all on the wrong side of the law. And it's hard, I know, when the very thing that you have to let go of seems like it's your whole life, right? But you're talking to somebody who packed up and moved twice. Twice. I left Atlanta and went to New Jersey. Me and the girls went to New Jersey because I didn't want to be obedient. I'm gonna be real. I was just in a cycle of disobedience, just chasing what I thought happiness looked like instead of chasing what the Most High had for me and understanding that that would make me really happy. That would bring the joy and contentment, because happiness is fleeting, right? Happiness is fleeting. Like, 1 minute is he, and in the next minute you could be sad about something, sure. But when you're content, that contentment is steady and it lasts. That joy is steady and it lasts. I might be having a bad moment, like, you know what I'm saying? Anything could have happened, and I might be having a bad day or whatever, but I'm still content. I'm still joyful with my life. And that's what I think we have to get to. It's like following your heart, following the world, chasing after the things that the world tells you is important will have you chasing a facade of what they tell you happiness is, but it's not sustainable for you. The party lifestyle, the being in the club, yes, that seems happy, but you know your spirit can't take that. You know your spirit can't take that. And after a while, it starts to bother you. You don't even want to go there no more. It becomes like a burden, like, man, I don't even really want to do this. I mean, sure, once you get there, it's a fun time. The music's up, you get you a couple of drinks and start moving, whatever. Yeah, sure. But all the way there, and think about it. You go through all of that just for an hour or two of what you call happiness, to go home, go to sleep, and wake up and be unhappy again. Whereas if you would buckle down and do the work, stop making excuses, stop blaming everything on everyone else and everything else. And I'm gonna say this too. A lot of times you will blame your present on your past. And what do I mean by that? Beyond the point of what I was saying earlier about where you are today is because of the decisions that you made. I'm talking about beyond that. I'm talking about when you get to the point of, oh, everything that happened to me is because of what are you doing, sir? Everything that happened to me is because, you know, I'm being got back for what am I trying to say? As much as y'all use karma for other people, a lot of y'all use it for yourselves and again use it as an excuse. Because I did this in my past, now I'm unable to do that. And I'm not talking about very real issues like felons owning guns. I'm talking about like just putting off growth altogether. I'm not used to this. I don't like that. I grew up like this. So I can't go here. I can't go there. I can't expect that out of life because of where I came from. And again, funny how when we want things to be to our advantage, they are. But then as soon as we decide that, oh, this is a challenge that I'm not up to, this is something I don't really want to do, now all of a sudden we have all these weaknesses and we need all these crutches. Monologue McGadden. Like halfway in the camera.
I wasn't ready yet.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, you coming in here to be with me? Oh, he coming in here to be with me. And so I brought up the examples earlier where I was talking about like Lot's wife and Noah's wife. I was trying to like make it personal because, for me, when I read something, I like to put myself in it. You know what I'm saying? I like to immerse myself in the story. So that's why when I come back to these things, I try to, make it personal for y'all and like modernize it and stuff. Monologue McGad. Oh yeah.
Why your mic so low?
I don't know.
You check that?
It sounded fine to me.
What it is, y'all, folk? No, I'm talking about, huh?
So yeah, I honestly, y'all, I did want to do a little self-check and just pray, get in your word, see where the Most High has for you to go, and be willing to let those things go. Be willing to leave them right where they are so that you can continue on the journey that the Most High has for you in your life. You know what I'm saying?
Gun.
Did you have anything to add? Or you just sitting here looking pretty?
Yeah, I mean, I'm serious. I ain't gonna say pretty, but no, I'm talking about like handsome, fine, sexy. I mean, I don't know what kind of adjectives you want. I mean, what describes a noun?
Adjectives.
Adjectives describes a noun? Yeah, I don't know what kind of adjectives you want to put on it, but not pretty.
Not pretty. All right. Well, thank y'all so much for. I mean, it's not over, but that the important part of what I had to say was over. So thank you so much for listening to that part. I hope something I said will help you, whether you're listening live or on the replay. And I want to encourage y'all for real. Like, until we meet again next week, be purposeful in your prayer life. Be have goals. Like have goals about the changes that you want to see in your life. And I'm not just saying I'm not just talking about natural things. I mean, whether you want to see yourself being more obedient, whether you want to see yourself more joyful, you want to see yourself, with a more positive speech. You want to see yourself thinking better things about yourself. These are all very real goals. The loudest voice in your head is your voice. And if you're not saying the right things to yourself, then your days are probably very hard and very ugly. So start changing the way you talk to yourself. Start changing the way you talk about yourself too.
Gun. Facts. Talk nice to yourself.
I thought you had something to
Talk
add.
to me nice.
Talk to you nice.
Talk to me nice, folks.
You sad about OJ?
Hey, man, salute to a great football. What?
What was
OJ was one of the greatest football players and a brother who was so wrongfully dragged through the justice system, and justice was served. Oh, praise the Lord. He was found not guilty. So everybody who keep saying good that this murderer is gone, y'all, y'all don't want to trust your own justice system. Ain't this your justice system? He was found not guilty. Is innocent till proven guilty, and that man was found innocent, man.
Civil court doesn't matter. Like,
so we got this innocent man.
Civil court don't matter.
This innocent man gone too soon.
Gone too soon.
Did you put it on the Science TV? Did you turn that app on?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I did. Of course I did. Yeah, gone to, and it's getting me because again, all they keep talking about Nicole and Ron, and they keep wanting to replay this story and retell the story.
According to the court system,
again.
He didn't kill Nicole and Ron.
But let me just say that when one of their heroes die, I don't see any digging up of their old skeletons. They're not drudging up their past and everything else. So y'all let OJ be. Let him rest in peace.
One thing he was guilty of was going to steal his own stuff back.
Oh, that right. But I'm not mad at him because I probably would have tried to get my stuff back too. Shoot.
He's better than me. I've had guns.
Especially if I ain't do nothing. No.
We had guns toted. No, I'm talking about,
Oh, and shout out to the family of DJ Mr. C. I know a lot of y'all down here don't know him, but he was a DJ like forever on Hot 97. Up in the north. He just passed. So shout out to his family. They'll be in our prayers as well. Somebody else too. DJ Mr. C, OJ Simpson, and say somebody else. I don't know, but I know what we need to do. I don't know why Bruce Jenner hasn't been kicked off Twitter.
Oh, because this X, you can do whatever you want on this new Twitter.
Oh, that's
true. This is their new Twitter. Why you do what you want to say? You say what you want to say on this Twitter.
That's true. You're right. So, oh well.
It ain't Twitter no more. What is it called?
X. I'm not calling it X.
You can't
name them Twitter. I'm gonna call it Twitter.
You can't get kicked out that one. You can say what you want.
I mean, but good riddance to somebody who died of cancer.
Man, it is. But nigga, booty bouncing on this new X. I don't know because I tried to get in and get it off, but sometimes it just be there. Never like, Lord, help me, Lord. Swipe left. Or right, whichever one is.
You sent me a video today, and I still have.
I didn't send you no booty bouncing videos.
I did not say it was a booty bouncing video. You sent me a video today of a woman talking about the new Megan Thee Stallion challenge.
Yeah, you didn't use that for your thing?
I did not. Well, she wasn't saying anything phenomenal. Like
she was saying. I mean, of course, yeah. And she's not saying nothing different than you're saying, but. It's different from this world and what the world is saying. So, I mean, it was just backing up what you say.
Well, I haven't seen a video of anybody doing the Megan Thee Stallion challenge. Not that I need to see it.
I can't even open up Facebook. Every freaking story is nothing but
okay. And so
my
Facebook is not that.
So you saying I just got a bunch of sinners?
Yes, clearly you got a bunch of hoes on your Facebook. If you go on my Facebook right now and there's not one video, nobody.
Oh no, I ain't gonna lie to you. My story is like when the Meg thing first happened, I didn't know what was going on, but it was like 10 people in a row. Everybody posted Meg, and I guess this was like a few days ago, and so then I guess after that, everybody started going to copy Meg. Meg was just throwing booty all over the camera.
I don't get it. I'm tired of y'all.
That's because you're happily married.
Even if you know what? I don't know. Let me not speak. Because I want to say, like, even if I wasn't happily married, I would have more respect for myself than just be shaking my ass online.
You got to realize, so
for free.
The problem is, the morals have depreciated. There's been a
Depreciated.
decrescendo of the morals because you wouldn't have shook your tail online because this is what, like I tell you back in the day, everybody taught the same thing. So your school, your church, your home, everybody taught the same thing. But when you get to this world now, everybody's still teaching the same thing. But what they're teaching now is, girl, shake that ass on camera. It's good. Get some likes. Walk in your freedom. Walk in your sexual freedom.
And anybody that tell you wrong is a hater.
So
that's what be killing
the
me.
house is teaching that, school is teaching that, and dang near some of your churches is teaching it.
Right, Angelina. I'm
so now the things that one wouldn't have done back in your day, you wouldn't have done it. But if you were still out here in this world today, you would have, because your morals would have changed by now. Because this is where it say, be of this world, be in this world, but not of this world, because this world shapes your worldview. This world shapes your conscience. This world shapes what is acceptable. And there's a lot of people shaking ass right now who 10 years ago wouldn't be online shaking their butt. But this world has because they were of this world. When the world changes, they change. They thought gay was wrong, but the world changed. So now they change because they're of this world. Woo, I'm going to preach that. Send a donation right now. Send me something.
No, but it is, it's getting out of hand. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
I'm gonna preach that for real.
As a mother of young sons, I am
let me go to my sermons notes.
Apprehensive about the selection of women that my sons will have to choose from. And I mean biological women. Okay. If there'll be any of those left, Lord help. I'm sure there will be. I'm sure there will be. But I mean, it's just it's getting out of hand. It's acceptable everywhere. And what we don't realize is it's a sexual ritual that you're performing there. You're basically offering your behind to men. That's basically what twerking is. Here, I got this booty for you. Do with it what you will. And in essence, my face doesn't matter. Who I am doesn't matter. Me as a person doesn't matter. Just look at my ass. And I'm going to tell you how we know that this is true. Because hear what I'm saying now. It's some rough faces out here. But because they got a nice ass, and they pose with their ass toward the camera instead of their face, y'all will blow them up like they are just freaking
clapping them cheeks.
I mean, and they get treated like they are. The comments and are we looking at the same woman?
You looking at the woman. They not looking at nothing. But I mean, them cheeks,
no teeth in their mouth.
Cheeks,
face ain't. And then let's not get into the background of the places that they're living in. I am hard pressed to find a young woman twerking online and the house is clean.
I mean, they need some help. So you clap them cheeks with a couple of goddamn, you help them out with electric bill a little bit. They'd be impressed.
Electric bill, cleaning, a broom, a mop, some paper towels. Pick that stuff up, throw it in the garbage, start all over again. I mean, I'm just saying, like, we have gotten to the point where the twerk is the most important thing.
Tell Keith somebody he hate them too. But you know you like them. You know you like to see them cheeks. I just messing with. Hey man, but the real talk, this is what we got to understand. As this is all this all looks good to men. Let's just be honest. Like, I mean, you have to really, really, really like the flesh in you likes the comments you see women all the time say, I ain't gay, but ooh.
Yes. And that like,
so
really, y'all?
this is enticing to the flesh, and you really have to tap into your spiritual side where you like, God, even if your flesh is like, woo, but then the spiritual side is like, dang, bro, look at the state of our sisters, man.
But that's what I was telling y'all about, that your first thought is usually your flesh thought. And you need to go back and check that, because sometimes it's like, oh wow, her ass is nice. That's a nice ass. But hold on, girl, everybody don't need to see this. Everybody should not know about your ass. Like, that should be between you and your husband. But then we wonder why men disrespect and devalue us. It's just like anything that you give away for free is gonna be devalued. This is an Apple Watch. I paid hundreds of dollars for it. But if they start giving them away for free and everybody have one, you're gonna find them on the street. Like, nobody's gonna care anymore.
Hey, Keith, my Hebrew ain't that good, my boy.
Yes, rough faces. As long as they got a soft ass, that's all people care about.
Sheesh, it's soft.
So,
Barak Atha, so I mean, bless you. Ahab off. Man, I don't know. Ahab Atha. Yeah, but what's Ahab?
I love you. That's what he said. I love you, man. Oh,
I love you too. Ahab Atha to you.
Said they don't want husbands, they just want money. I say it all the time. Y'all just want best friends with a bank account.
But they think they want but this is the problem. They think they want husbands because this is a real problem. These chicks will go on, they'll do the ceiling challenge, they'll do the maid challenge, and then they'll say, then you will see the white lady with 2 heads get a husband, and then you will see them post and be like, God dang, this chick got 2 heads to get married. I can't find them. Whoop. So
yeah, but you know what you never saw her and her 2 heads doing? Twerking online.
Well, they do.
Listen, don't do that, because if she got a BBL, niggas would not care that she had 2 heads. I promise you. If she had a BBL,
I ain't gonna lie. If you had 2 heads, I wouldn't leave you.
Sir, you would be with, you know what, you nasty bastard. Get
2
away from me.
2 heads?
See,
2 heads is better than 1. I mean, I might want to take you out in public. Well, and how at that crib, I'd be happy. You
are so disgusting. You are so disgusting. And but I saw them. One of the one that's supposed to be the main wife posted. And she was like, she said that when her and her husband are having sex, the other one like puts on headphones and just ignores.
Y'all both better bring your heads
they
over here.
They only got 1 vagina. Like,
they got 2 heads, 2 mouths.
Stop it! Stop it! And y'all stop encouraging him in the comments, please.
Sheesh.
Keep the chef talking about some which had decided to get a baby. Look, y'all know good and doggone well. And y'all would be, this would be the conversation. Oh, all that ass and 2 heads. That would be the conversation.
Hey, that man happy. He don't care what y'all talking about.
She be making all kind of money on OnlyFans. She would be getting to the bag.
Sheesh.
He wrong for that. You see what I got to deal with?
Yeah. Hey, man.
I'm telling you right now, I don't want no man with 2 heads. I can't deal with that. 2 of y'all? Hell no.
Oh, no, it's not the same with a man with 2 heads.
It's not the same with a woman either. Can you stop? Guess what? 2 heads. I mean, you got to hear 2 mouths. You got 2 brains working. They decided to operate in cahoots.
The chef said blessed. God.
I'm a timeout. Keep the chef.
I went over there. I was a ball. And it's not cheating. Like, it's not really considered a threesome. Like this is
Oh my gosh. But there's three minds in the room. So technically there are 3 people. One of them people just doesn't have their own body. It's only one stomach.
only got to feed. Hey, you only got to feed one of them. They both full. This man is winning.
I saw
somebody get this man. This man winning.
I saw them dancing at the wedding, and I was like, did she tell? Like, can she control that other arm? You know what I'm saying? Because like the one head and then the one arm on this side, and then the other head and the other arm on this. So
you're saying, do this head control this arm?
Yeah,
and
like
this head
is
control
the sister agreeing to put her arm around the husband too, or is the other head making her do it?
This is too confusing. I don't know.
I mean,
we should have them on the show.
But my thing is, like, people clearly post stuff like this for attention. Clearly you do. Like, and then for you to act like people are weird for having questions. No, you posted it for the attention. So, like, I saw the one girl, she was answering the questions and stuff, talking about if the other one wanted to get married, she's free to get married also. How? You only got one body. How she gonna marry somebody else? That don't make no sense. That makes no sense at all. It's only one stomach, so we cool. She may either. No, it's still one whole girl stomach, okay? 1.5. You know what? How you have a half a stomach? A double-minded woman, she considered unstable. I would consider her unstable.
Hold on. A double-minded woman.
I would consider her unstable. If I had another brain to collaborate with right here next to me, I'd be scared. I would be scared. 2 heads. I have so many questions. I do too. We all have questions. I don't need. Listen. How did you date? Like, you mean so I gotta be quiet while y'all sitting there talking? That's crazy.
That man only saw one thing. He said, "Bro, it's too weird, bro. I can't."
Stop it. Why do you think he thought that? You don't know that, man.
Nigga, there's no way you saw through it and be like, "Ooh, I'm attracted to that chick on the left." No, nigga, that's not what happened. He is saying he only saw exactly what everybody else is thinking. Somebody,
no way.
Somebody got the trunk.
Pax and Atticus, ladies and gentlemen. Ain't no way.
One of them got the trunk. One of them got the jewels. That's all he saw, bro. Point blank period. Ain't that right, folks? What's going on, Kim? What's going on, Kim?
I don't get it. I don't understand it. How do you see? But me, I've never been able to fake. Like, I can't fake a whole relationship. I can't fake how I feel about somebody. So I'd be sitting across the table from her like, ew, like, this is nasty. I can't do this.
Everybody know what's going on.
It would never work. Like, it wouldn't work. Facts, Mono. Stop encouraging Mono, please, y'all.
No, look, I'm telling you.
Auntie Angelina says, shalom, nephews. Say shalom. Shalom. I guarantee he had every nasty thought like everybody else.
Thanks, bro. It's the only reason that will cause
accidentally sleep with his sister.
Whose is it today?
Yes, love. Wait a minute. Where did your other tooth go? Did you pull it out?
No, it just fell out.
Oh, my baby losing.
So now Atticus, you ain't got no teeth now, boy.
Yes, I do.
You missing 4.
Look at my baby smile. Oh, he ain't got no teeth. Look at that.
What do you say?
Look like a vampire.
I'm gonna cry.
I actually do.
Pax and Eddie, what's good? Say what's going on, Uncle Keith?
Pax and Adam was good. They gotta read their stuff for themselves now. They don't trust nothing nobody said. They want to read and see everything for themselves. Oh, who goes to jail if one commits a crime? They both going. It's two heads on one body. They both going to jail.
But that one head get to be outside the cell.
You know what? This is crazy. I'm sure they share DNA.
Say
According
shalom
to
Uncle Seven.
according to their DNA, they probably one person. Like they probably one person. All he want for Hanukkah is his two front teeth.
Bro, this done turned into joke hour, bro. See?
No, I mean, think about
He
it.
said all you want for Hanukkah is your two front teeth.
One body, so they probably have the same DNA, and having two brains though, that would oh wow, I couldn't imagine having to share my body with another brain. That's crazy. They take turns serving time. How, y'all? It's two heads on one body. How? They got to be in the same place at the same time.
I don't know what they don't take turns serving.
Are we going to answer this question?
Question: do you guys believe in reincarnation? I believe in regeneration, as the scripture says. We'll have to go in depth of your question. Based on what you mean, no, we do not believe that you die and you come back as a butterfly, but we do believe in regeneration, as the scripture supports. I mean, this is not that kind of live, but if you would like to go in depth, we can definitely go in depth on it. Outside of this, so you can hit me up. But yes, we do believe in regeneration.
Why am I the only one who's not sitting down?
Sit on his lap.
Oh, you can sit on my lap, Bill, if you want to.
Yeah. I just need some.
You just wanted to sit down.
Just need a little sit down. A little sit down on sit down. What's that comment?
Bring that out. He said.
Yeah, folks, we're gonna bring that out. I didn't know what I'm saying.
That's why I didn't want to do this, cause that's why I don't want to do this.
Oh gosh, you got me.
So listen, man.
Bags getting out here. Need these.
Oh yeah. I was using them for other activities.
Oh, figures. Pax ain't slick. He want cameras on. No, Paxton usually be asleep. Like, we're just happy that he's here. Right, ain't that right, Paxton? Listen, what else did we see? Anything else crazy today that needs to be talked about?
No.
No, you don't think so?
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either.
So check this out. I want y'all to know that F3 is coming up July 4th of July weekend, 4th of July all the way to July 7th. Make sure you guys are ready and tuned in. Make sure you follow. Go to the come on, y'all gotta be better on the captions.
What are you talking about? You didn't tell me. Look,
Yeah,
I got it.
The F3 stuff.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah. Make sure you go to 3mgmusic.com. Once again, that is 3mgmusic.com, where you can get your tickets, your VIP booths, VIP tents, your vendor tables. If you want to donate, if you want to be a sponsor, if you want to help families in need, you can buy tickets for them and they will be donated via various podcasts and radio and different situations. F3 also, make sure you follow F3 Fringed Up Family Fest on all social media platforms. That is at F3 Fringed Up Family Fest. F3 is coming to Atlanta near you.
To an Atlanta near you.
Sheesh.
Did you say to an Atlanta near you?
Yeah, man. Listen, we already got Paisley the Hebrew. We got goddamn Hezekiah, man. We got the boy Big Art Canal. Listen, we got so many more folks that we will be announcing shortly, man. Listen, it about to be a whole party, whole family reunion. Man, if you missed it last year, shout out you a little bit in sin. But if you missed it this year, you all the way in sin, bro. Like, hey man, this is what it is, man. Y'all make sure y'all tune in. Make sure y'all catch Miss Mono next Thursday. Same black time, same black channel. I'll be here. Saturday we'll be going live for our class.
What time?
I'm saying 10 a.m. Fruit for Fellowship, man. Also, if you're looking for a place to keep the Passover, the 20th of this month, we will be hosting Passover. We do have it's probably gonna be about 20 of us, man, maybe a little more. But if you're looking for a place of fellowship, make sure you hit us up. Passover here, we will be hosting on Saturday, April the 20th.
That's next Saturday.
It's not this Saturday coming up.
Next
Saturday after that.
Yeah.
So, yep, that's it. What you got, boo? That was a good question. What?
Mrs. Mono sips.
Are y'all announcing the producers for the beat battle soon? Yes, we are. We are still short a couple producers. So we need everybody to tag your producers, man. That's fire in Israel. We're still short a couple producers. I know we got some folks that's coming in. So I guess we're waiting until we got the eight that we're choosing. Until we got the 8 that we're choosing, and then we'll be announcing. Will y'all be live for Passover? You know what? I guess we will be, at least for the sermon, the teaching, and the Passover part. Indeed.
And may I just add, when y'all come down here to F3 and y'all see how beautiful the Metro Atlanta area is, y'all ain't gotta move here, okay? Y'all don't have to. People like to come to Atlanta and stay. No, this is a tourist destination. That means come celebrate with your folk and then go back home.
Don't listen to Miss Mono. All Israelites need to move to Atlanta. They're probably where the chariots coming to scoop us up at. All Negroes, all Israelites need to move to ATL.
Oh, you say this ground zero?
Nah, this it, bro. This is where we at, bro. This is the best place for Negroes in the United States of America, man. Atlanta is where it's at. Atlanta is where it's at, man.
Yeah, as a Black person, I would not want to live anywhere else but here, honestly. I can honestly say that.
All right, we passed our time, man.
Oh, we are. Okay, I'm sorry. We holding up other folks' time. Thank y'all so much for joining us. We appreciate each and every one of you. Please, again, if you like something I said or you like what we got going on here at the House of Mono, you like, hey, I want to support, I want to be a part. $, the House of Mono, please head over to the Cash App. $, the House of Mono, $1 or $2 will do. We thank you if you've given in the past, and thank you in advance if you are going to give in the future. Nobody want to be around them Falcons and Hawks like that. Keep the chef. We will not tolerate such insolence, okay? All right, we love you so much. On behalf of everybody at the House of Mono, hurry up. What you got to say?
Top tier parties of the guns, these strength are the spirits and Mono's website. Those are the helps.
Shalom and shalom. We love y'all. Good night.
Mono. Living super clean. Daddy came
One time for my king doing king things. Mom these hoes cause he know he got a good thing.
Tune in to why Boaz don't want your ass with your host, Miss Mono.
Shalom and shalom, sisters and cousins, and praise the Lord saints. It's your favorite housewife, Miss Mono.
Every Thursday from 8 to 10 p.m. Live on YouTube at Miss Mono's World and Monologue Magad. Now also available on the Saya TV on Roku and Fire Stick.